let's talk about space in this one. Particularly, let's talk about Pluto. A lot of shit's been going on with Pluto as of late. Not just in the idea that we're finally getting some good quality images of the dang thing. You know, isn't that crazy that something that you'd think that we would have pretty good understanding of at this point with the technology we have, we're now finally getting images of. But I've also been talking about this a lot with one of my coworkers, and it all started with an argument about what Pluto is. And when I say that, you might be thinking, oh, my coworker believes Pluto to be a planet when it actually is a dwarf planet. No. That would be too simple. In fact, I find it funny because when Pluto was classified as a dwarf planet in 2006, I think for like a month or so, everyone was kind of rioting, like, no, we shall not have this injustice. Pluto is a planet, damn it. And then after a month or so, that kind of petered away, and everyone was just like, yeah, we don't give a shit. It doesn't really affect us. It doesn't really. You know, but now that we're finally getting images of it, thanks to the New Horizons probe, and we're getting layouts of it. And like I read this morning that it has icy plains on its surface, which is really interesting. That it has that in some mountains as well. So pretty cool pictures we're getting. But anyway, I was talking about this with my coworker because she heard about the New Horizons thing as well, and she. Apparently, and this is going to sound crazy, and I don't even know this for certain, but according to her, she has a 17-year-old son, and her son has a textbook that says that Pluto is not in fact a dwarf planet, and also it's not a planet. Now, according to this textbook, Pluto is officially classified as a star, according to this textbook. So anyone out there that has at least a vague interest in astronomy should understand the basic differences between a star and a planet, dwarf planet or full-fledged planet. So I'm going to let you bang your head against something hard as I said that Pluto is now a star according to this fucking textbook. Bang! I mean, first I looked at Kim and I'm just like, what school does your kid go to? Because I feel kind of bad for him. Like, when was this textbook published? 1942? Like, what the hell? And she's just like, no, it was like 5 years old, but it says that. Now, I tried to go the argument, but the thing with Kim is you can't just argue with her and win. You can. In order to win an argument with Kim, you have to have a lot of evidence backing you up. She's that kind of person. I could sit there and say, it's a dwarf planet till the cows come home. I was even saying, like, look, I can even understand why you could think it's a planet, but there are fundamental differences between stars and planets. They're really not the same thing. They're really fucking not. But, you know, this is a hobby of mine, but I'm not a freaking astrophysicist. I don't study all the different, you know, what the makeup of a star and a planet are. I was giving her a basic idea, but I didn't really know. So I went home, I consulted, because I have books on this shit. Like three things I'm really interested in is mythology, American history, and astronomy, and space in general. And I mean, I have a shit ton. I've read, like, actually, this is going beyond just stuff I've taken classes in. Like, I've actually gotten a shit ton of books about mythology. I've read the Iliad and the Odyssey, and a big huge compendium of mythology there. I like that. I also like Greek mythology in particular, but also I like studying mythologies of like Native American different like gods and tribes and stuff like that. I find that really interesting and diverse, and as well as like some Norse mythology books, that and American history. So these are things I'm really passionate about. Okay, so I did some research with my books. I looked on the internet. I read some research articles published by actual astrophysicists, and I knew what I was going to find. I mean, of course I knew what I was going to find, that it is a dwarf planet. So I studied that and I told her, but I also went back and looked at the differences between a star and a planet. And in case you don't know, allow me to explain. The basic difference is that stars are balls of gas that are under a certain amount of pressure that causes it to have a nuclear reaction, nuclear fusion. And that's what our sun does. Our sun is a yellow star. In case you don't know, our sun is a star, and yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just an ongoing ongoing nuclear fusion. That's a ball of gas, and I mean there is metal in there too at its core. I believe there's like some nickel and stuff, but mostly it's hydrogen, helium. That's a ball of gas. Pluto is not a ball of gas. No matter how you look at it, it's not a fucking ball of gas. And also, stars give off light. They're like very bright objects in the sky. Pluto is not bright. Pluto does not have gas. Pluto's not a fucking star. I don't know how else to describe this. So it's like, it's one of those things you really shouldn't have to do. You really shouldn't have to do extensive research on. It should just be it is or it isn't. But in this case, it is not a star. I can even understand like how you can maybe confuse like Jupiter or Saturn, because those are gas giants. Those are mainly gas, but they just lack enough pressure to cause a nuclear reaction, so they are not stars. But I can at least understand how you can confuse them, because, oh, well, the sun is a ball of gas, so Jupiter is a ball of gas, so I can understand that. But we're not even talking about that. We're talking about fucking Pluto. So I went back in and I gave her the whole layout, and she's like, hey, well, that's just, okay, I agree with you, but that's just what the book said. And I'm like, well, give me those books, because they need to be burned, apparently. Oh, God. I don't even know if this is what it actually said, but that's what she said. Whatever. But anyway, another argument I get in with Kim a lot is we get into a lot of debates at work. It's very intellectual, yes. She does not believe that there's any intelligent life out there in the universe. She doesn't believe that. And she finds it, she's not a very religious person, but the way she put it is, she finds it more likely for there to be like a god than there to be like aliens somewhere on. And I told her, like, you know, when you say alien, that doesn't mean like we're going to find another intelligent form of existence out there in the universe. It could just be like, holy shit, we found like microscopic, you know, eukaryotes on another planet. This is huge, which would be huge. Prokaryotes, sorry. But yeah, like that would be a big deal. But you know, she doesn't believe like that, and he's like finds it odd that I would believe in that stuff. So I try to explain to her, just like, look, it's just about the sheer scale of the universe, just how tiny we are compared to everything else, that I find it ridiculous that not somewhere out there we would find something, you know, because our technology limits us. You know, we might think like we know a lot, and I think that's what, I think humans are very arrogant. I mean, not arrogant in the sense, but we've looked at it like, we have all this technology, we surely would have found something yet. I think a lot of people just, you know, doubt the sheer size of the universe. I think people just look up at the sky and be like, oh, that's the universe, all these stars we can see. Well, we haven't found anything here yet, so therefore we must not be, I mean, it can't be us, it has to be them. Surely something would have come in contact with us at some point. Let me tell you something. All the stars that you can see just from Earth, like with the naked eye, they only comprise a very small fraction of the Milky Way galaxy that we live in. Like, let's say this whole screen area is the Milky Way galaxy. The amount of stars that you can see, the stars, planets, everything you can see in the night sky, maybe only accounts for this much compared to all of this. Just in our own galaxy, that is, mind you. You know, the galaxy is huge. I mean, we have technology that far surpasses anything that we've had up to this point to try to scour the sky, but it's a big-ass sky, to use a quote from Armageddon. You know, that really is the case. And I'm going to play a video for you here, and this video should at least, I mean, it doesn't do as well, like if you want really, like, watch Cosmos if you want a good exposition on how big our universe is to our current understanding. But this video is really quick, it's only about 2 minutes long, and I found this on Facebook actually. This should give you a basic understanding, at least comparing the size of our planet to other planets, other stars out there, and where our general place is in the universe. Okay, so I'm going to play this for you now here, okay. You know, people often question, like, that if you're an atheist, you know, how can you be, you know, like, do you have any sense of imagination or wonder or spirituality? That right there, just knowing how much there is out there, that is all I need. Because I find that very fucking inspiring, very fucking spiritual, just in the sense of where our place is compared to all of that. You know, like today, I'm just, you know, because I kind of had an idea what I was going to make today for this video. I'm just sitting here ringing people out, and I'm just thinking, like, God, I'm here ringing this person out at a Dollar Tree on this one little tiny planet, and there's so much out there. Like, I am so fucking small. And I'm just like, this sense of wonder that I just love whenever I just think about this kind of stuff, you know. It kind of makes me think, like, if I should have really studied this with college. I mean, but no, I find it good enough just to look out there to the sky and be inspired by it. I have one final thing to tell you here that I should probably bring up, since I've already kind of brought up my religious views, or lack thereof. There was one time when I was initially telling my mom, you know, that I'm an atheist, and it took me a while for her to, like, because the first time I said it, she's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, you're not an atheist. It took me like 3 or 4 times before I finally started getting into her head, like, hey, this is actually how it is. I mean, I'm just telling you. We got into a little discussion / argument about it. And I use this idea, like, Mom, you know, there's so much out there in the universe, like beyond numbers you can understand. Like, I can give you numbers, you know, I could give you numbers that we only make up this fraction of the Milky Way galaxy, and that there's 100 to 300 galaxies out there in the universe, probably more than we know. And I can give you these numbers, but it's not like you're gonna, I mean, like 300 billion, that's a number that humans don't usually encounter on a daily basis, so we can't really fully appreciate the scale there. But I was just telling her, like, with all the stuff out there in the universe, I find it very, very arrogant for this one little, like, the people on this planet right here that are so tiny. Like, we still figured this out. We figured out that there's a God, and we figured out what he wants and what we need to do. Like, we figured this out, even though there's so much out there. I was telling her that argument, and there was so much more stuff out there, and she basically told me, Matthew, we've been to outer space. We know there's nothing out there. She told me that, and I did kind of just walk out of the room, because it's just like going back to the idea that we think that our technology is great enough that we can just scan the entire universe for life. Oh, we haven't found it, okay. Or that, you know, another life, if there is intelligent life, they should have encountered us by now. Like, dude, you understand how big this is. It's really big. Let me tell you something. Let's say there's a planet with an intelligent species on the same level of technology as us. And let's say that planet is just on the other side of the Milky Way galaxy. It's not even like an Andromeda. It's just on the other side of our own galaxy. You know? It's just on another arm of the Milky Way. And they have the same level of technology that we do. They have a Hubble, they have probes, they have all this shit. Even then, if they were in our own galaxy, the odds of us coming in contact with each other are very slim. It's ridiculous in size. But anyway, I've taken up enough of your time for this one. But anyway, I hope you maybe took something inspiring away from this on your place in the cosmos. Have a good night. Keep watching the skies. I mean skies.